Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and on today, episode 322, we're going to feature an amazing house at 4334 Fawn Hollow. It is a great house.
It really
I was so
is.
excited when we got this one to bring on.
Yep. Then in our second segment today, we have a Q&A. Guess who's got the Q's? Guess who's got the A?
We'll see if he's got the A's. You be the judge. Anyway, so guess who got up and played pickleball at 5 a.m. this morning?
Who could that be?
I feel like I should have a cup of coffee right now with me on this desk. Are we in the right line? Because I feel like I'm sitting behind you. Should I move forward? Should I move forward? Is that better?
Okay.
There we go. Maybe there. Zach will let us know if that works better. I just look like I was looking at your back rather than your face.
Okay.
We'll see how that plays out. Yeah, 5 a.m. It's a real time, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 4:15 wake up call, and I had to get gas. If you play at Dip, we are looking for other people to join our 5 a.m. group. You have to be consistent.
How many leagues do you play on Monday?
Why would you ask that? Why would do that?
Just asking. How much pickleball are you playing?
I may have double booked myself on two leagues on a Monday night. I thought one was on a Friday, and I thought the other one was. So neither one of them know, and I ping pong between the two of them. Thank God I went to the one that's co-ed because I was the only guy that showed up. Everybody else was out of town or had COVID.
Oh, wow.
Saved the day. I did. All right. Let's scooch in and let's talk a little bit about the market of what's happening right now. Tell us
What's going on about
Jeff.
to watch?
Okay. I don't see anything amazing except coming soon, which is so strange. Why did coming soon's bump?
I don't know.
That's a weird, because it's not a required field.
I honestly don't know.
And I feel like active, whatever, it's the same. Nothing big on option or pinning, slightly off, but we're in a market where I think we're going to see it just a little soften. But sold's dramatically ticked up.
Which is odd because that was not the end of the month.
It wasn't. There's a lot of bouncing going on the trails that we like to call real estate right now.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of bounces. Rates are hanging in. They did drop just a hair.
Yep.
Down to 6.1 and pocket change. So in the second segment, we're going to talk a little bit about what that might mean. So
Yeah, don't wait for rates to change to buy your house.
Jeff, do not. That's not time for the answers yet, Jeff. All right, let's jump into 4334 Fawn Hollow Drive. I love this house.
This is a really, really cool home. I really enjoyed touring this. It's been nicely redone. It's in 75244. Fantastic location. I mean, you can get from really anywhere to anywhere quickly.
I love this. I live just, half a mile to the south and just a little bit west from here. So when this came on the market, I was like, of course we need to know about this one. But it is, because I use Midway all the time. And if Midway gets backed up because of the 3 different school districts you have to drive through, you can jump over to Marsh. Marsh only has one, but Marsh always has cops on it that are always pulling you over. But the great thing is if you're commuting around like DFW Airport, 6:35 and you're in the north entrance in 17 minutes. Or in 8 minutes, you're at Love Field. I mean, it's such a simple configuration for commuting. The deal is it was one of Dallas's original suburbs. And so it doesn't have like the uptown feel, but I mean, uptown didn't feel like that 30 years ago. So, I mean,
I agree.
There's changes happening all over the place, but it's a great little pocket.
It really is. And
the things that locals love, we didn't put this on the list.
if you didn't, that's why I'm like, I can tell you what I love up there.
Zach, pull up the first one since we didn't write them down. This is the first one. This is actually Natural Grocers.
Oh, you thought this was a Sprouts.
I did, but there's also, because there's a Natural Grocers and there's a Sprouts in this area. So the Natural Grocers is right here. This is going to be on Forest and Preston. But then if you want Sprouts, just stay on Forest and go over to Marsh, and it's right there.
Oh, interesting.
So you've got two really good, healthy, kind of not your Kroger, not your Tom Thumb concepts.
And you have Tom Thumbs right on the same corners or on the same intersection on both places.
And exactly. There's Tom Thumb on both corners. So, I mean, grocery stores are no big deal in this area. The other thing, too, that we pointed out would be, are we going to do the Galleria? So, the Galleria, I think, is going to have a resurgence. I think it may have slipped, but I think that there's going to be a huge resurgence in it. Did you know that they are opening what's called a Netflix restaurant?
I thought it was a theater. I thought it was a theater.
Oh, so I saw that come up, and I thought that's a really interesting concept they're going to bring in right there.
Yeah, I need to delve into that because I'm not sure how that's all going to work.
But the interesting thing too is you've got the Galleria, which says shopping, that everything you didn't know you needed. But also, if Valley View can ever get its feet started out from under it, you become living in the center of Dallas.
Yeah, Galleria's got the largest indoor skating rink in the country, I think.
Did you grow up going to that?
I would go. I wouldn't go skating though, because I was never a good skater. I learned to ice skate when we lived in Wisconsin, and I really didn't enjoy it. So if it were a roller rink, I would have been there every Friday and Saturday night.
I will tell you, my only experience on that rink there is one year we came up here to go to Six Flags with our youth group, and a hurricane blew through and it rained us out. So they didn't know what to do with us. So they took us to the Galleria, and we ice skated. And I remember a bunch of the guys were doing the drop and see how far they could slide in their clothes. Frozen solid when they got done. Wasn't a great idea. Todd Brothers did that for sure. Wow. And last but not least, we started the day talking about it, and we're going to finish DFW Indoor Pickleball. This is where I was at 5 a.m.
Wow.
This is where I play league. So it is right there at Spring Valley. There are 9 courts, easy membership. There's really strong play. They do a lot to encourage different events. I think there's a Spooky Dink tournament that's happening on Halloween. And then on this Saturday, they've got 2 pros coming in for some type of training class. But anyway, lots of really good. Everyone's super nice. I can't tell you how many people I've met there that are really great. So I love it.
Okay. I'll have to go sometime.
And at 55, I get a discount. My membership goes to half.
Wow.
So anyway, besides that, let's talk about 4334 Fawn Hollow Drive.
Really, really a great house. This is a 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 3-car garage, a little over 3,400 square feet, priced at $1,699,000. It is a kind of a North Dallas ranch style home, I would say, mid-century ranch, maybe later than mid-century. Really beautifully done home. Love the double door walk-in. I think they turned up the yellow and all the lighting for this photography. It does not look that yellow in person, but it has beautiful lighting throughout.
I think they were really smart, because as we tour this home, you're going to see that it has elements that today's buyers want, like the paneling. We see floor to ceiling paint in the same color a lot of times in houses in Preston Hollow and in the Park Cities. So it's nice to see that moving forward. I like this shot a lot because it does highlight both that you can see the dining room, but you also see you have French doors that you can shut. So it's a really good sized office that then transitions into this really great dining room.
It's very well used. I mean, you've got flexibility in this. If you did want to swap this in the study, like you were talking about, you could do that. I'd like to have the openness of the dining room into the living room, but you still have definition because you've got 8-foot ceilings in the dining room, but then you open up into these, they're 11-foot ceilings in the living area.
That's one of the things about this house on the remodel, is that they lifted the ceiling plate that made it such a different feel. It does not feel like a remodeled home. It feels actual brand new. If you're entertaining, this house it lends itself because of, I think, of the symmetry, because of the way that it flows, whether it's dining room to living room to kitchen. All of these work together just to give you the maximum exposure to the house. And then you have really great views through these windows on the side. It worked for me.
And I know we'll get around to it in a minute, but the backyard's really, you've got great flexibility. If you were going to do a pool, right, it's a great yard for it.
So this is one of the rare homes I feel like nailed it. This is what we're seeing a lot more of, these rounded islands. And then there's, I think it's called dental molding that goes around there. It is so well done. The color palette is spot on. The way that the kitchen island then transitions into the back of, with that, if you can see, I hope we have a better picture of it. That oven right there was quite impressive. And as you see, they've really thought about the backsplash. It's the subway tiles ran vertically, but they're artisanal, so they're not so perfect. And this was very impressive.
It is. It's got a full butler pantry that is fully operational with its own fridge, dishwasher, sink.
It had everything in it.
It really did.
It had its own window, I thought was interesting. But it is a really great way to accessorize this space, make it really functional, and then have it designed so that it's not a throwaway space.
And you've got this breakfast area, which is right on the back of the house, could be overlooking that really nice pool that you put in.
And see, I love it when the dining room and the breakfast nook are not side by side. That wears me out.
Mm-hmm. Master bedroom, really great size. They've provided real good continuity with the wood flooring all the way through the home.
Mm-hmm.
This comes back in. You've still got access out onto that patio, which is really nice. Custom cabinetry in the bathroom. These are quartz countertops, I'm guessing.
I believe you're right.
Sure, the quartz.
Nice sculptural tub. I love that the tile from the shower then wraps around the tub as well. It kind of creates that whole area. This is really great. There are arches throughout this house. This is the mud room, and I like that the wood stain paired up with the painted cabinets works really well. One of the things that we didn't see was that the bathrooms are Jack and Jill for the kids, but there's also a second living room and a mother-in-law or an au pair or whatever else you need.
That is a really nice thing to have that is on the driveway side that you see there. There's a bedroom, full bath, and a separate living area there. That
So really great.
makes a lot of sense.
So one of the things that we like to point out are all the upgrades that have been done throughout the house. Now we know that we've talked about the cosmetics and everything. These are what we like to call the heavy lifting, things that have been done that really add to the additional value that are systems and mechanical that really make this where this is not the unfun money that must be spent. This is just a really overall great package of a home. I love the fact that they're also including the appliances. That's really a unique thing. This is a turnkey move-in ready home.
So this says 4334 Fawn Hollow Drive. That's a 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 3-car garage built in 1970. It's about 3,500 square feet, and it is priced at $1,699,000.
And we want to say thank you so much to Sarah Kelly and Jen Brierly for allowing us to feature this home. What we're going to do is in the comments, we're going to put a link to this house so that you can actually go to it. There's a lot of pictures that we didn't use, but it also allows you to see the map in real time, zoom in and zoom out, share it with friends and family, and let us know if you'd like to take a look at it. And we're also going to put the Instagram account so you can check out other pictures that they might have of this home.
Absolutely.
Great house.
Yep.
Great house. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to shift gears. And at first I started talking about this and Jen was like, that's so light. And so it is right. I was a little too light of a topic. So I expanded it. And I did this because I think that as realtors, even at 5:30 in the morning, somebody is going to ask you about real estate. Mm-hmm. How's the market doing? Mm-hmm. So what we're going to do is just kind of run through some of the things that we get asked generally and give you answers, but kind of curtail them so they're a little more specific about Dallas and what buyers and sellers should know. So I'm asking questions, and this one's going to answer.
Okay.
So the first question is, how would you describe what's happening in today's real estate market? This is that huge 30,000 foot that you've got a beer in your hand. Someone's like, hey, what's going on in today's market? That's the way it always starts.
It's balancing.
Balancing.
Mm-hmm.
Expand.
Balancing in terms of, we've gone from this crazy super hot market 4 years ago now, to a slower market, a more reasonable market. Interest rates are still 6.6%.
Yeah,
6.1. I mean, that's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
There's inventory out there. We have just over 31,000 listings available in the MLS right now, which is a bigger market than we usually talk about.
But, yeah, but it's still healthy.
But it's a healthy number of listings for people to choose from.
I agree. That is a great answer. Well done, Jeff. You get an A on that one. Do you see any shift taking place now that could create lasting impacts on today's real estate market?
Let's see. Do I see shifts in today's real estate market? I do think that one of the big shifts is the change that's going on in many of the smaller micro neighborhoods, especially inside the LBJ Loop, where the less expensive homes are being pushed out and more expensive, larger homes. I think that trend is going to reshape the real estate market probably for 100 years. I think at some point the market's got to shift backwards where, we talk about not everybody wants a 4,000 or 5,000 square foot home.
Breach.
So maybe that shift will occur.
I would agree with that. I think that is the biggest thing that developers are going to have to figure out, that not everybody needs 4,200 square feet, and that there are people that are a couple with no kids or singles that want a nice new home.
Yeah, they want 3,500 square feet on like the house on Farm Hollow we talked about.
That's why I think Farm Hollow should probably ought to be under contract if it isn't already.
Yeah.
So, what is the smartest thing a buyer can do right now to make a sound financial decision? Because this is
even if you're not going to get a mortgage, or I'm sorry, let's say you're not going to buy a house for 6 months. I think reaching out to people like Jeremy now, and
now who's Jeremy?
Jeremy with SWBC Mortgage. I'm sorry, and let him pull a credit report. Go ahead and go through application. Make sure you got all the documents you need in line. Know what that looks like. Know if there's anything you can do to improve your credit score in that period. Know if there's anything you can do to improve your financial picture in that period, because that's going to pay off in the long run and get you a lower interest rate.
That's basically the foundation. So you're right. I would agree with that 100%. So we are real estate agents, but I feel like the longer that we do this, the more that I see us as consultants. And I wonder, what is the hardest truth that sellers have to hear from us?
I would think the hardest truth they need to hear is that you may have owned your home for 25 years and made a lifetime of memories there, but buyers don't see your memories. Buyers see the square footage, they see the number of bedrooms, they see the condition of the neighborhood. That's what they see, and that's what they put value on.
That is truth. That is a tough one, because for some reason sellers equate memories to dollar values.
Yeah.
And that's not a one-to-one.
Because it's value to them. It has value to them, but the other side of the picture is you have to look at it from the buyer perspective as well.
Great. Okay. Shift gears. Go back to 30,000 square feet. Look at DFW, and what are 3 economic indicators you think that are having an impact, and would say this is or is not a healthy market?
The number of people that are moving here is still. We still have a positive net number of
Correct.
people coming to DFW.
Ding.
I think the industry, we have more Fortune 500 company headquarters than any other city in the country right now, or any other region in the country right now, which I think is a big economic, kind of thumbprint on the area. And our economy is very diverse.
Those are great answers. It's funny that you bring all that up, because I saw a TikTok video of these 2 guys that moved from Florida. Now they moved to Austin, not to Dallas, but they listed almost those exact reasons. Plus, being in the center of the United States allows them to be accessed both time zones, and because of the airports.
We were while we were gone this weekend, we were talking to people that had all kind of flown in from different places, and even if you're flying in from somewhere like, flying from Spokane, you're going to connect with you're going to connect in Denver, or you're going to have to connect where in DFW we don't have to do that.
We are spoiled when it comes to connections. All right, last question, Jeff. Should buyers wait for rates to drop below 6% or buy when they find the right home?
Definitely don't wait for rates to drop below 6%, because your savings on a monthly basis are going to be minuscule anyway. Yes, there's going to be $30, $40, $50 a month, but at the end of the day, is the home that really fits what you're looking for going to be available again in 6 months, and our value is going to be different in 6 months, where you might end up paying more for that house and not really saving anything over the long run.
And if rates do make a giant surge lower, you can always refinance.
You can always refinance.
So, well, that was a quick question and answering session with Jeff. I just thought everybody would like to hear what we talk about on a daily basis, both with you guys and with each other. We hope you found that interesting. If you've got questions or comments that you'd like us to answer, let us know, and we'd be happy to make that happen.
And just remember, we want to be your realtors for life.